welcome back to the Suffolk Crunch. We are live. It is Saturday evening. I've been in the door 5 minutes. I've made a cuppa and I thought I'd get on here and I'll give my reaction to Leicester City 3, Ipswich Town 1 today at the KP. Firstly, we will go for 175 likes. I'll go 180 because I'm off to the darts tomorrow. We'll go 180 likes. Turn on your notifications bell. Hit subscribe if you can, if you're new here. And also head over to the sponsor of the Suffolk Crunch, the Bad Shirt Club. I will be repping their gear tomorrow at Ali Pally. I'm there for the afternoon session. So head over to the Bad Shirt website to get your caps, your jackets, and your hats, not your caps, your bucket hats, your jackets, your shirt. Use the code TSC30 at the checkout. We've got Fishermen in. Good evening, Mike. Matt Stannard, Mike Baker, Simon Harris is in. Anyone else, get involved in the comments and let's sift over the debris of another sorry away performance. I have to give an apology because last night in my team lineup, I somehow said Alex Palmer should play in goal. I should have said Christian Walton. We'll get on to Christian Walton in a minute because he played quite a big part in the second goal. Matt says, do you reckon anyone in our squad would ever shoot from our half? We'd have to move it sideways 50 times first. MB ITFC is in, and anyone else, get in. Smash the... Shane Griffin, good evening. Smash that like button, everyone. And also give Mike a subscribe over on the Fisherman's Blues because he does some great stuff. I heard them some scrapping in the way end. I was down in the front, so I didn't see it and I don't get in trouble. I just keep my nose clean. Anyway, we headed to Leicester. We looked for 3 wins on the bounce today. And it was, just a couple of changes for Town. Someone the other day moaned at me reading out the teams before I'll talk about them, which I thought was a bit weird because people might not know what the team was. People might like to know what the team was, so I will keep doing it. Walton in goal. Furlong, O'Shea, Greaves, Kipre, not Greaves. Greaves didn't play. Greaves didn't even get on the pitch. Good evening, Martin Tebbett. How you doing? Kipre and Leif Davis, Matasiwa and Jack Taylor in the midfield. Philogene on the left. Marcelino Nunes in the 10. Adams in. Good evening. How are you doing? Hope your Crocs are good. Chris is in. Lots of people in tonight. Jack Clark on the right. We'll get into that later because that did not work. It didn't work at the start of the season and it didn't work today. And George Hurst up front. And Leicester had some Jordan James. Got to talk about him firstly. I did say hello, Moritz from Germany. Hope you're good. Rob Holmes in. I did tweet the season we got into the Premier League and in the summer, this summer. Up the tune, Chris Potts. I did say that we should sign Jordan James. I liked him when he played at Birmingham. Scored at Port Road, giving the home fans a bit when he scored. I think he's a very good player, and I thought he was the best player on the pitch today for them. Thought he was excellent. Fatou will get a lot of love because of his goal, but I thought Jordan James, he's got a good song as well, Leicester fans. But I thought he was excellent, and he sort of showed our midfield up a little bit. But first 7 minutes, I thought Town started all right. It was even Stevens, not a lot happening. And then obviously Bobby De Cordova-Reid pops one in from about 30 yards into the corner. You just got to hold your hands up there. And sometimes you could say it's a good goal. We're 1-0 down. But we lack intensity. We move the ball so slow. And I think most people in that away end and watching wherever you're watching, as soon as we go a goal down, for me, it's lights out with this lot. Because I don't trust them to get back in the game. They haven't got any backbone. They don't show any intensity. And like I tweeted earlier, I don't really like this team. I don't like this set of players because they've shown me nothing so far that makes me trust them to think we go a goal down, we can dig in and we can get a result. The class of 23-24 would absolutely piss all over this lot. They would. They've got a bit about them. They've got Morsey, they've got Luongo, leaders. You've got Chaplin, you've got Burgess. This lot, there ain't a leader amongst them. There ain't. too many of our big guns were no-show, says Mike Baker. Definitely. Yeah, well, so we should, Joe, against Sheffield Wednesday. We should beat them. But Sheffield Wednesday are bottom of the pile on minus 10 points. So if we beat them, to me, it don't really mean anything. You should go there and do the job. Let's see what we got when we go to Millwall, and let's see what we got when we go to Coventry. Because if we don't back our ideas up, we'll get 2 defeats there, and we'll be falling further and further behind. Because we were 8 points behind Borough tonight, 13 behind Coventry, which, with the outlay on this squad, is an absolute shambles. It is, and people need to look at the recruitment and look at Mark Ashton's recruitment and the recruitment people. It's been utter dog shit. It has. There's been some good ones in there, but it's been really, really poor. I tell you, a lot of poor signings, a lot of money wasted. Smodic, Clark, Akpom all scored plenty for the previous clubs. Can't buy a goal for us. Probably might, because they were played in different positions, and just because they're good players, it doesn't mean they fit into a system. That's what I think. You can have all the best players in the world, but if you can't fit them into a team, it don't really matter. And at the minute, we've got some good players on paper, but I don't think they look a team. Thomas Mouse says, "Hey Rich, I heard about the result, but I hope you'll do well the next game. Shall Ipswich get a chance to get promoted again and head back to the Premier League next season?" Not at the minute. I wouldn't really want to get promoted with this lot. We'd have to dismantle another team. We're still sitting 5th tonight. Simon says, "How do we change the mentality of these players? Get rid is the only answer, or the gaffer leaves." Well, at the minute, I don't think we're going to have a mass clear out in January. We might move some players on who are not playing, like your Baggots and your Humphreys and your Clarks, to make a bit of space. But at the minute, buck stops with the manager at the minute. He's the one who picks the teams. He's the one who sets the team up. And he came out tonight and he said it was a game of moments, which you can get on board with a little bit, because it was 2 great goals they scored in the first half. But I think you need to look a little bit beyond that, because I thought we were poor all round, But it was just, at the end, it came a bit of a mess with substitutions coming on. We'll get into that and talk about the Fatawu goal. Neil Warnock, good manager. He'd get this lot fired up, even now. Fatawu, firstly, we give the ball away, and we gave the ball away so cheaply in some good areas in the first half. Some of the passing is dreadful. I think it's O'Shea. Jack Clark's going to make the pass, and O'Shea, for some reason, gets in, gives the ball away. Fatawu nutmegs Jack Taylor, and then he's got to be 70 yards. This is football, Trevor. Positivity can go out the window in one game. And it's all right winning them 2 games, but you've got to put a run of 6, 7, 8 wins on the bounce. Phil says, if it were virtually any other club, the fans would be in uproar considering the money spent. Every other championship club would be in heaven to have the opportunity Ipswich have. Agreed. Yeah, I agree, Mike. I thought it was quite a poor game. If you look at 2 teams that were in the Premier League last season, they were both guilty of giving up possession. But yeah, Fatawu nutmegs Jack Taylor and then just pings it from 70 yards. And as soon as he hit it, we were at that end of the ground. Like Simon says, he did. He executed the goal brilliantly. I've not got a lot of blame for Walton, because if you watch football nowadays, keepers always play high because they want to stop the counter-attack. But as soon as it was over his head, he couldn't get his feet going and the ball dropped in, and people get carried away, Trevor. We're 13 points behind Coventry, and we're not showing the consistency that they are. But yeah, I'd rather say it was a fantastic goal than an error from the goalkeeper. I just think it's a great bit of skill to execute it like that. We are Jekyll and Hyde. Rob Holmes, totally agree. And 2-0, you're going in. That was just before half-time. You're thinking, we could have gone in at 1-0. Mike says, Walton's far too high. No need to be that far out when the ball was only just over the halfway line. That's where he plays, Mike. That's where he plays. That's where all our goalkeepers have played. Halaki played out there. I ain't got nothing. I've got no problem with the goalkeeper. Max, morning, Kieran from Australia. How you doing? That was shit. Got up at 2 a.m., went back to bed at half time, back up at 4:30 for work. Yeah, well, yeah, look, I just think I've not got no problem with Walton. It's a great bit of skill. We can criticise the goalie if you want, but I'm a fan of quality football, and I think that was a fantastic goal. You go in at 2-0 down, you're a little bit disappointed because you're thinking if you go in at 1-0, you've got a chance. At 2-0, you're still in the game. But you've got to come out after half time and show a bit and keep in the game. Do not make a mistake. Leif Davis. I'm a massive Leif Davis fan, but that is really, really poor defending. He's trying to buy a free kick there instead of just clearing his lines. Gets robbed, crossed in, and Ayew just sticks it away. It's 3-0, and it's really his game over then after, 51 minutes? I think they showed Leicester a bit of vulnerability when we scored. Poor play from the goalkeeper, cleared it out, then Kajus nicks it, bang, straight in the net, 3-1. And for 5 or 10 minutes there, we had a little bit of a go. But it wasn't good enough. You ain't going to do anything if you're playing for 10 minutes in a game. But they did show a little bit of vulnerability, and I'm thinking if you're at 2-0 there and you get that goal back, Adam, I don't agree with that. Against anyone who is a top team, he struggles. Well, I wouldn't say Leicester are a top team. That's just basic defending. That's just basic. Just clear your lines. Try not to be too clever there. That's nothing to do with that he can't defend. That's just one of them ones where he's looking for the free kick and he's got robbed. Instead of just playing the percentages, clear the ball. Rose said it. It doesn't matter. Just get rid of the ball. Mike says the whole performance was disappointing. I'd go so far as saying it is embarrassing. And then, look, we had another one at 3-1. Jack Clark, ball into the box. He's got to read it first time. Takes a touch, gets closed down. He was poor today. Right, we get on to Jack Clark, who I still think is a really good footballer. But he ain't playing in his proper position today. We learned that at the start of the season, that he's not a right-hand-sided player. He's a left-sided player. You either play one or the other. You don't play both. I know he's come on at home in games of late on the right, but for 15, 20 minutes, I think you can get away with that. And we've been winning them games. You've got a little bit more space to play in. Kieran says it there. 12 million question. Why is Simon McAteer not playing? Jack Clark isn't a right winger. You've nailed it. But what does that say about the recruitment of Casey McAteer? What does it say? That you've got a player there who Eggerly was ill today. He would have probably played. So you replace him with Casey McAteer because he's the next cab off the rank. But you don't play him. That just baffles me. That was a poor selection from McKenna. That's on Kieran. But I think that's been a bit harsh, Kev, on McAteer. I think he's played all right away from home. I think he looks better away from home because he works hard, he gets up and down that line. That's on the manager today. That's on the manager that he didn't select him. And it didn't work with Jack Clark. And he had a poor game. He gave the ball away. Then he went on the left-hand side, which is his best position. They looked a bit tired today. You could have said maybe Kieran could have made some more changes when he picked his lineup, but he didn't. He stuck with what he got. On the right is a waste of time, says Simon. Had to be McAteer. McAteer works hard, but no end product. Fatawu was the difference today, says Bury St Edmunds Blue. Yeah, look, quality player, but I thought Jordan James was their best player. Hey, there's no need for that. Oh, he said if I owned a dog. I used to have a dog. Jordan James' quality, says Mike. Can we also agree the inverted fullback thing is shit? I thought Leaf played quite wide today, to be quite honest. But yeah, it doesn't work. I've said that on here before. But yeah, it's back to the drawing board for Town. 2 steps forward, another step back. Well, we did chase Hayden Hackney. I'd have took Jordan James. I said earlier in the chat, I wanted him this summer. I wanted him last summer. Then get him for 4 million. He's available for 4 million, if they can sign him, Leicester. There you go. But yeah, look, it's back to the drawing board. We've got a week now without a game, which is good. You can rest up. Recruitment has been pig in a poke. A few wins, but mostly sweet FA, says Aid Coop. Peter Dowling says, good team on paper, but shit on grass. we do need a striker, but still need to get the supply into him, Gems Salmon Photography. We need to get the ball into him. Hurst was poor today, but you don't get a lot of service. Sideways, backwards. Goal kick, play it to either centre-back, out to your full-back, back inside. It's all too slow. We play better when we play with a bit of pace. We play with a bit of intensity, but when we go a goal down, like I said before, I don't trust this lot to ever come back. And until they win a game from going a goal down, I'm not going to trust them. I don't like them. I'm not a massive fan of this team, if I'm honest. It's not like the team, and I don't want to keep harping back to 23-24, but we all love that team. We all love them players. We knew what we're getting with them. We knew if we went a goal down, they'd try their utmost to get back into games. And this lot, goal down, sulk for a little bit. We might shake it after 10, 15 minutes, but you can't react like that. This is a championship. You've got to be up for it. These teams know now. They know how Ipswich play. I thought Leicester pressed us well in that first half. They've done the job. And I don't know if there's too many journeyman players, Mike, in this team. I just think there's a lot of individuals. We're not a team. We're not a team at the minute. Yeah, you're correct there. The system is too rigid. I don't see any signs of players being given a head. I was talking to someone at half time, and he sort of said that it's not as though they can't go and do something off the cuff, but they're just too wedded to the way that they play now. It's just so formulated. Peter Dowling says, saw Saints at home and changed the style and looked good. Adam says, what do you do for Sheffield Wednesday now after today? Week off. I'd leave Azor out for sure. That booking is looming. I still think, Adam, you play your best team next week. Don't underestimate anybody in this league because you end up with egg on your face. If he gets a yellow, he gets a yellow. That's how you go. Matt says he dropped Philogene. Good in the right game, but a Jens Kajust of wingers. Rob says we knew what we get from the 23-24 team if you went be home. Fisherman is quite calm considering, says Trevor. Mike, when is your live? Can you drop it in the chat so everybody knows and then everybody can go and watch you? It must be tomorrow night. Or are you going to do one tonight when you're fresh out the box? Kieran says, don't think there is anyone in the squad who has individually improved over the last 18 months. Fair point. I see before the game, you had Baggott and you had Humphreys running up and down doing their drills. Another two players who are not going to play for Town. You might see them in the FA Cup, but pretty much wasting their time here at the minute. I mean, a penny for Cameron Humphreys' thoughts when he sees Ashley Young, a 40-year-old, coming on and playing in centre midfield. I mean, I don't know. Radio Suffolk talking about playing Jens in the 10, but we shouldn't be doing this, Adam. We're into December. We should know who's playing in the 10. We shouldn't be experimenting. I mean, basically, when I hear Kieran talking, they write off August, and I know it's what was I going to say? Yeah, I know August. It's hard. You've got players who are probably going to leave, like Amari, and you're not quite sure who you're going to have in the building, and you get players in late. I get all that, and you're not really starting until September, but that's just an excuse for me. You've got to hit the ground running. There's players here who knew they were going to be here in August. Get them going. It's your fault you signed people like Akpom and Kajust who probably weren't fit when they came in. That's your fault. That's the recruitment. Don't cry and say, oh, they didn't have a pre-season. Well, why were Chuba Akpom? Why are we waiting for August to sign him? If you wanted him, you could have signed him in June or July. Why are we waiting for Birmingham to go for him? Yes, it is true. Akpom is an obligation to buy if promoted, says Trevor. But at the minute, I wouldn't worry because we're not going to get promoted, Trevor, at the minute. We might make the playoffs like I tweeted. And then what? I don't really know. Can everyone watching now please hit the like button? We're going to finish in about 5 minutes. Pete says, at least the England cricket team won't let me down. Serious question, says Rob. Are we going to throw money at players in January when it looks like that our top two chances have gone? Well, we definitely need a striker. We definitely need another midfielder. I think it showed today why Jack Taylor isn't a regular in this team for the last 3 seasons. I thought he was really, really poor. I think he's been good. But did anyone really have Jack Taylor on their bingo card as being a regular starter in the team of 25-26? Because I didn't. And I've done I think I've done a show when he signed his new contract, and a lot of people thought he'd signed that new contract just to tie him down and Town to get a fee for him in May. So interesting. What decent players are we going to get in January, says DJW? I don't know. Would you take the West Brom striker, Rich? The guy's name, yeah, somebody put his name in the chat, the West Brom striker. No, I see him, Mike at Portman Road. Didn't rate him. But it's a lot of strikers, it depends if you get the service to them. That's what I would say. Josh Madger, not him. It's the other one. Our Cup's captain is not vocal enough, says Kevin asked. Kev, need a drink. Very, very thirsty. Anyway, is he still poorly? I think we massively need a centre midfielder. We don't have one. I'm not a Matsuba fan. Breaks up play, but not comfortable on the ball. Looks scared in possession. Yes, Matt Stannard. He's no Sam Morsey, is he? Round that 18-yard box when you're popping the ball out to him, he looks like he's got a mistake in him. Beresford Emmers Blue said he needs to be mobile. Right, that is me done. I've chatted enough. I've watched enough Town today. Thank you for watching, everybody. If you go hit the like button, I think I'm not 180 likes because I'm off to the darts tomorrow. If you see me, give us a wave. I'll give you a wave on the telly. I'm wearing my pink suit. There you go. Aid says, with the talent we have, we should be an attacking machine that other clubs fear. However, we sit and are far too passive, giving the opposition so much confidence. Cheers, Mike. Cheers, everybody, for watching. And, yeah, watch Mike's live tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe. Keep the faith, everybody. If anyone's got any sign ideas for the darts, it has to be clean. Send them to me either in the comments on here, or if you got my mobile number, WhatsApp me, or send them to me on Facebook or Twitter. You've got to get some good ideas for me dart sign tomorrow. I'm on the tables with me lads, 12:30 on Sky. Fisherman rules. There you go. What a great sign that could be. But I won't be using that, Mike, even though I love you. Anyway, cheers for watching, everyone, and much love, and we will see you soon. Keep the faith, up the Town.